Millions of people across the country woke up to this today. Orange, apocalyptic looking skies. Smoke from the Canadian wildfires has triggered air quality alerts. Tonight, Detroit, Chicago, Minneapolis, they all have the worst air quality of any major city in the world. At one point today, their air quality was measured at more than 500. Anything past 300 is considered hazardous to your health. Thanks for joining us at 4 o'clock. I'm Kim Christensen.
And I'm Phil Lipoff. People say they are so concerned about the air that they're breathing in. And for those who don't have any option of staying inside, some have resorted to actually wearing masks.
The smell like burned smell. Yeah, so I need to wear a mask.
We're breathing in all the pollutants and whatnot. Even if we don't feel it now, we may feel it in the future. And that's an area of concern with me.
As a result of that poor air quality, I mean, take a look at that. Officials are closing outdoor pools, water parks, beaches, and it's not done just yet. For many places, the bad air is expected to stick around through at least tomorrow. Take a live look outside here, where Denver is a much different story. We had our bad air quality here a week or two ago, and now it's other people's turn, but it is still hot here. Nothing like we're seeing in other parts of the country.
Yeah, and sometimes it's what you can't see, Kathy, because we do have some air quality concerns, but nothing like what we've seen in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, the winds out of the east and southeast keeping a lot of the smoke and haze out of Denver. And what we're seeing today are clouds that have actually cooled us off a few degrees. All of that dense smoke in the Midwest and Northeast, 800 fires are burning across Canada. This is going to be an ongoing story for the Midwest and the Northeast as those winds shift. So we're looking pretty good here. Yes, we're hot. Yes, we're dry, but some parts of our state are actually seeing beneficial rain. 92 in Denver. Temperatures not at triple-digit level yet across western Colorado. Humidity values are up, so all good news. And the wind increase is not great news, but it is keeping that heavy, dense smoke from moving into the metro area. Storms are tracking north to south, and some of those are producing localized flooding in areas like Chaffee County, Mesa County. We've had flash flood warnings for over a ½ to an inch of rain in an hour's time on some of these saturated soils and burn scar areas. So that, of course, is creating some issues. Denver can't buy a raindrop here, and that's going to be the trend for us tonight, tomorrow, and for the weekend. But big changes coming in next week as that monsoon plume finally shifts east over Denver. It's going to be another mild night tonight. Overnight lows will be back in the mid-60s. But coming up, we're going to detail the timing and impact of that cooler weather change and chance for Denver rain.
Thanks, Kathy. A lawsuit filed this week that's riddled with errors is placing blame on an electric company for causing the Aspenacres fire. That fire has burned more than 100,000 acres and destroyed hundreds of homes in Pueblo and Custer counties. The suit claims a witness saw a tree on a power line and then heard an explosion the morning the fire started more than 2 weeks ago. However, the lawsuit filed by the same law firm that sued Xcel Energy after the Marshall fire incorrectly claims at least one person was killed and dozens were injured. That's not true, and the law firm has since acknowledged that to 9 News. The lawsuit also incorrectly cites dates and locations that are associated with the Marshall fire. The lawsuit named San Isabel Electric Association. The company released a statement saying in part they're conducting a thorough investigation into the cause of the fire, but will not comment on this complaint. To be clear, officials have not yet said what caused the Aspenacres fire, only that it's human-caused and under investigation.
For the second time in as many years, Texas Hill Country is dealing with a 1 in 1,000-year flood. Second time in as many years. Now, that catastrophic flooding has once again turned deadly. One person was found dead today in Kerr County. This is the same area flooding last year on the 4th of July, killing more than 130 people, including 25 girls and 2 counselors at Camp Mystic. Officials say right now more than 75 people have been rescued. Thousands are under evacuation orders, while others are being told to shelter in place.
Texas already had more than 1,300 personnel actively engaged in responding to this. No doubt that number has increased already. We have been engaged in making rescues. We've rescued well over 70 people already, and we will continue making those rescues every step of the way. Our number one focus is saving lives.
Obviously, dangerous situation for everyone involved. Now, Coloradans are stepping up to help.
Dozens of firefighters are headed to Texas Hill Country to assist with the evacuations and the water rescues. 9 News reporter Colton Chavez joins us from Lakewood, where West Metro firefighters packed up and left today. Colton.
Yeah, Kim, things got a lot quieter over the last few hours. Crews left around noon and they took that 16-hour drive down to San Antonio. Now, leaders with this group tell me that's about all they know right now, because they say once they get down there, their teams are just going to have to be adaptable to whatever conditions they face.
You got to be a hard worker, you got to have work ethic, and you got to love the job.
For firefighters in Colorado, there's the family you go home to.
My husband, Alex Heller, is deploying with the Task Force 1 team.
And the family you share a uniform with.
I mean, he left this morning for just regular shifts, thought I'd see him in 2 days, and then I get a phone call that says he's heading to Texas.
Devin's husband works for West Metro Fire Protection District. It's one of several Colorado agencies sending crews to Texas as part of the state's Task Force 1.
We've been on quite a few deployments, and it's like seeing your friends again as you go out to work.
Nick Grush says it's an area his task force knows well. Crews spent 3 weeks there last year after deadly flooding devastated the area, and now Kerrville is facing flash flood emergencies once again.
Nervous, definitely, but I also trust him, and I know that he was meant for this job, and he's got the right training, and I know that he will keep himself and everybody else safe.
48 team members from across the state are making the trip, each leaving loved ones behind for the next couple of weeks.
We made some cards for our dad because we were sad that he was going to be leaving for a couple of weeks, so we made these cards for him.
This deployment comes during an already busy fire season for Colorado crews.
It's a lot to ask for our citizens and our fire departments, but they do a great job supporting us so we can go help people within the community, even in a different state.
Carried by the support from the family they work with and the family they want to return home to.
Stay safe, stay smart, stay vigilant, and thank you.
Now, crews are expected to be down in Texas for the next couple of weeks, but talking with leaders, as I said at the beginning of this story, they're going to have to stay adaptable because they say conditions can always change. Live in Lakewood, Colton Chavez, 9 News.
Hey, look, we've been reporting for weeks on how people have been sending crews here to help with the fires. So, of course, we're going to help.
Yeah, they've got a lot of experience doing that. But as you talked about, the families, they're used to it, but it's tough. They're hit, they're at home waiting.
And I even talked with crews here about just the busy fire season that we've had thus far this season. And they said, you know what? We understand that it's tough for the families. We understand it's tough for the firefighters. But when we talk with our guys and gals that are here today, they're more than happy to help our neighbors in need.
Yeah,
That's what they do.
They chose that profession for a reason. All right, thank you, Colton.
Right.
Fire chiefs from small departments in rural Arapahoe County are telling people, they're really begging people to stay out of silos. They're especially concerned about some adventurous teens. This comes after they've had to rescue 3 people from 2 different incidents in recent weeks. Not only are those silos dangerous and host a bunch of bacteria, fire officials say the rescues themselves are costly.
Look at the pictures online, look at the drawings, but just leave these sites alone. They were abandoned for a reason, and to let them be.
A neighbor who has a silo on their property says she's worried about this trend of people breaking in. We're going to hear from her ahead on 9 News at 5.